Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a little April energy reading and see what's brewing for April. I'm in a different location today. I'm in my living room because I needed a change of scenery. And there's my book. So let's dive into April energy. What do we need to know for April? I'm going to start with the crystal deck. Already cleared all of my decks. I'm really excited for April. It's my birthday month. It always feels like, it's the zodiac new year. It feels like new beginnings always. And they're saying big change. Big change is coming. So we'll see what that is about. All right. Okay. So we have find a way to forgive. Heal your heart, protect your energy, and practice patience. And in the context of big change, new beginnings, new identity, shifts that can feel like they happen overnight, and you just giving yourself permission to allow that in, allow yourself to become the new you. Energy is shifting really rapidly right now. So find a way to forgive. This is about forgiving the past. This is about forgiving yourself. This is about forgiving previous relationships. And so I would think about that, like, where in your life do you still need to forgive yourself? Where are you operating from a place of self-punishment? Like, you're actually doing things or making rules for yourself because you're punishing yourself and saying you have to earn something to get XYZ, or you're still upset with yourself about something that happened in the past. Where are you not forgiving people from your past and previous relationships, and noticing how that's affecting your current relationships because you're projecting that onto the potential for what's to come? Because what they're saying is, like, there's so much good stuff that wants to come your way, and we have to be fully energetically open to receiving that. And if we already have these underlying expectations or assumptions that what happened before is going to happen again, we're just already energetically shut off. We're not fully open to receiving that new stuff. And a lot of relationships is a big theme this month, and also big shifts with business that are really going to stabilize us for bringing in a lot of, like, good money moving forward, right? So it's like, you think about for, being that stabilizing, grounded, it can be like a hard work kind of energy, but there's a big love energy in the air as well. And it's all about, like, for us to really bring in the big change, the new beginnings, that new start, we have to clear out this stuff from the past. So notice what you're still holding on to and what you're already expecting to happen, because that's what's creating the reality, right? And your person could walk into your life and because you're energetically closed off, because you still haven't forgiven the past, whether that is forgiving yourself or forgiving in previous relationships, we're kind of closing that door. We're not fully open to receiving. So where do you need to forgive to be able to move forward? Because we can't, like, fully step into this new energy if we're still holding on to these old ties, right? And when we don't forgive people, we're just holding energy for them. It's not serving anybody. And that's really what it is to shift into higher levels of consciousness, right? Like, to be in forgiveness. And to forgive somebody doesn't mean that they have to be in your life, and it doesn't mean that it was okay what happened, right? But it's just, I'm no longer going to hold on to energy for you or for that experience, or keep myself living in the past. Because when we don't forgive, we are choosing to stay stuck in the past. Essentially, there's that energy that's still connected there. So they're just saying, like, ease up on yourselves. Like, ease up on yourselves. Like, where are you so hard on yourself? Where are you saying you're not where you should be? Where are you getting upset with feeling like you're behind, and you're creating these arbitrary, like, deadlines and timelines that don't need to be so? And because you're, like, beating up on yourself, you're actually, like, pushing it off even further. And they're saying, like, so much wants to be delivered to you. So much abundance wants to be delivered to you. And when we are shaming ourselves, guilting ourselves, when we are beating ourselves up, when we're engaging in negative self-talk, we're just pushing it further away, right? So they're just saying, like, ease up on yourselves, like, love yourself this month. And the more you, like, love yourself this month, and you really honor where you're at, and you're like, good job. Like Like, look at all the ways that I'm just really nailing it. That's where you're really opening up the doors to receiving more abundance in your life. Heal your heart. That's part of the forgiveness, right? And so it's this finding a way to forgive that really allows us to close the old energy, to open up these new doors and really to shift into this new identity. But, healing your heart, like, what do you need to nourish yourself this month? And so this could be a really good month for inner child work and shifting into that energy of nourishment. And then play and really nourishing the inner child is a super expansive, like, magnetic energy where your manifestations will really flow right to you. So what would it look like for you to heal your heart? And with that is, who's coming into your life? Are you open to somebody coming into your life that can actually help you to heal your heart, right? Because there are some things that we really can only finally cement in the healing in another connection, in another relationship, right? And so think about, where are those wounds in our heart space? And somebody's coming in, like, somebody is going to come into your life who's going to help you heal your heart. And are you actually open to that? Are you energetically available to that? And it might be somebody that you wouldn't expect, right? But just notice who is coming into your life and actually helping you heal some of that. And that could be a romantic relationship. It could be a friend. It could be, a random person that you get dinner with one night. It could be one conversation. It could be one podcast. Somebody is coming in who's going to kind of like knock you off your feet a little bit. And if we're not actually ready to heal, we're going to probably push it away. But when we're open to who's getting delivered to help us finally like heal those wounds, just notice who gets delivered. And it just feels, it feels like somebody's going to come in who is really going to help heal that wound and show you there's like another way, and that you do get to be loved the way that you deserve, that you want, that you deserve, but maybe there's a piece of you that doubts, is it possible for me? It absolutely is possible for you. You just have to be open to receiving it. Protect your energy. And so as we heal these wounds, right, and as we really calibrate to like, what is my like standard of the energetic exchange in my life, where I'm receiving love the same way that I give it, right? It feels like a really reciprocated, equal relationship. And with that is protecting your energy. And so just noticing like, what am I letting in my field that isn't, where I'm really not being treated the way that I deserve to be treated or where I want to be treated, because that's on us, where we're not protecting our energy. It's our responsibility to protect our fields, and it's our responsibility to speak our truth and to set up any boundaries that we need. Boundaries are about us, not other people, right? And so when we really do this forgiveness work and this healing work, now we have more clarity on what are the boundaries that I need to set up to feel stabilized and safe in my body, in my energy body, in my emotional body. That's what gives us the clarity to go through these experiences, so that we do learn what we really need. Often, we learn through contrast, through experiencing maybe what didn't feel good, and then we get clarity on, okay, moving forward, these are my boundaries, right? This is how I protect my own energy. And also that process of discernment moving forward, where maybe when you're reflecting back on these relationships and thinking about, who do I need to forgive, but like also, what role did I play, perhaps in the conversation, or was there a piece of me where intuitively I knew this wasn't the right fit, or I shouldn't have stepped into that situation, or it wasn't going to be aligned, and I didn't listen to my intuition there. And so where can I learn what to look for at the beginning, right? Because sometimes there are these intuitive nudges, like I don't know what's feeling off about this. Something can feel off, and logically you might feel like, but there's no like tangible, logical red flags here or anything, but we still enter into it. Our intuition is really trying to support us. And then usually it's not until later on that we realize, where that was coming from. So for us to feel really safe to step into this next level and this next version of us, it's to get really clear on like, this is who I really am. This is what I'm stepping into. This is the energy I'm calling into my life, and I'm not settling for anything less. And with that, I'm getting really clear on my energetic boundaries and protecting myself, so I feel fully safe to embody my next level. Because if we don't feel safe to receive more love, to receive more abundance, to have more eyes on us, to get more visibility, like to have more friends, if there's something where we don't feel safe, and we won't feel safe if we don't have boundaries, because it feels like, oh my gosh, everybody's tugging on my energy, right? So protecting our energy is going to be a prerequisite for us to really step forward and be seen in that next level. Practice patience. This is about shifting from chasing to attracting. Shifting from chasing to attracting and being patient and really trusting divine timing. This energy of divine timing is picking up more than ever before, where we might, want to push things, and noticing where we're trying to push things to go more quickly than they are naturally from our ego, from just like an arbitrary timeline, or we're rushing it, versus trusting that our higher selves have chosen the timeline where it's going to work out perfectly. And I know I can think of many experiences in my life where I tried to rush it because I thought I wanted it now. I thought I was ready now, and it didn't turn out very well. And times when I thought I wanted it to be rushed, and then finally when it came in, I'm like, wow, I'm really glad that didn't come to me 5 months ago or last year, even though I thought I was ready. Looking back, I actually wasn't, right? Because you're always being prepared. You're always being prepared for what's to come. This is about knowing that it's coming and trusting that it's going to drop in exactly when it's for your highest and best. And there's this magical element of divine timing that's like really coming forward right now. Like the more you raise your vibration and are really anchored into your essence as an energetic being, divine timing becomes more and more of a thing where you feel these larger forces at play, that more than ever before, where you just feel like you're in this vortex, and you know kind of where you're headed, and part of you doesn't, but you know it's exactly what you desired. And in some ways you feel more out of control than ever before, but you also feel more in control than ever before, because you're just on that soul track. Like your soul is just taking you down the river. And the more we shift, and I feel like I'm feeling this pick up more than ever before, this element of divine timing, where it's just feeling this larger force at play, where like things are just happening on certain days at certain times for a specific reason. It feels like every time that something comes through is so specific, and sometimes that even comes through, angel numbers on the clock, or you look at the numerology of the date and it all starts to make sense. But there are portals of energy that open up at certain times that just allow for everything to come through like in the most beautiful way. So notice where you're trying to push something, and that's also where you're in resistance. That's also where you are basically blocking it from coming to you, right? To attract, you don't have to like force it to come to you. You're attracting, you're just waiting to receive, and you're in that knowing energy. It's on its way, and it's going to be delivered exactly when it should be. It goes back to that analogy around like, baking something in the oven, and if you take it out too early, it's just going to crumble. And so just trusting that it's going to be baked perfectly and getting excited about that, right? So you'll notice that when you just step into patience, you're actually releasing the resistance, and then it comes to you more quickly. And you're just really allowing that divine timing to play out. And when we really lean into the divine timing and that trust and that surrender, this is where life feels super magical. Like things just drop in so magically, so perfectly, because we're in that flow with divine timing. And so when you really want to step into that energy of like magic and wonder, you want to lean into that. So a lot of heart healing, a lot of heart chakra opening. There's going to be some big heart chakra activations. I was actually in the last Ahai energy healing session we did in the Channel Collective in the membership, because we do monthly energy healings. It was a lot around, it was a higher self integration, and we did like a lot of heart chakra activations. There's like a lot of big love coming in. And so a lot of this healing that's happening and these upgrades are basically to prepare us to be able to hold, to receive more love. And the thing is that people, like, we know we crave this deep divine love, but the thing is that a lot of times when people receive that for the first time, it freaks them out. They run away, because many of us unfortunately haven't experienced true unconditional love. It's been conditional love, or it's what we call love, but it's not actually that frequency of love. This is literally what my whole next book is about, like what really is that vibration of love. And for a lot of people, the first time they really feel that, it is triggering, it's scary, it's a big energy, it's a force, like it's huge. And this is why a lot of times, people can sometimes run away when they feel that vibration, because it can feel like too much to them. And this goes back to, what are we asking for that we think we want? And then are we really ready to receive it? And when it actually comes into our reality, are we ready to receive it, or do we run away? Because does it feel like a lot? Be careful what you ask for, but we're being prepared energetically to receive big love, deep love, divine love. And this is through soul family. This is through sacred union, partnership, everything is recalibrating. You know, this year is all about relationships, and April is a big like new beginning, shift in identity, and you really anchoring into what am I calling into my life? Like, what is the standard for what I'm having, you know, calling into my life? And I'm going to attract new people and love into my life in whatever form from this really like fully healed place, not from this like halfway in, halfway out energy. Because a lot of people have been calling in partnerships from a place like, okay, imagine that you have been only in relationships where it's like, yeah, we love each other, but it's not actually the true vibration of love. It's more of what you think love is logically. Like, yeah, you like them a lot and you do have love for them, but it's different than like unconditional, divine, like next level, quantum, deep love, like that kind of love, right? And so when we are calling something in, anchored into that vibration, we can only receive more of the same, versus like actually allowing your heart to heal and expand, right? I mean, it's like any other muscle. When it breaks and when we let it heal again, it only strengthens the muscle and grows bigger, and it's a capacity to receive more. And so allowing that healing, that forgiveness, that healing, and that expansion, so that it's actually a bigger like energy portal, and then what we're attracting in from that space is that divine love. So think about the depth of love that you're calling in, whether that's your best friend, like soulmate friends, soul family, romantic partners, business partners, whatever it is, right? Think about the love that you like really, really crave, and then how do I show up from that energy? Am I showing up from that place of unconditional love, right? It's a powerful frequency. So that's why we really have to, like, for the door to open, for us to really step into these new energies and these new expressions of ourselves, we have to like close out those old energies and come from a very healed space. And this is why a lot of shadow can be coming up around this right now. If you're noticing old relationships, old memories are coming up, like there's a lot of purging that's happened because all of that old stuff is getting out to be able to like fully express the new. I mean, it's like spring cleaning energy, right? It's like flowers growing and all of the old stuff has just been purged out. I mean, the last couple of weeks have felt really heavy and wonky, and this is also if you're feeling a lot of body shifts and you're feeling a lot of fatigue. There's been a lot of like womb reproductive pain stuff, and if you're feeling that, there's just been a lot purging out, so that we're really in an energetic space to step into this new energy. So being patient, right? Because when you just focus on how do I embody the frequency that I want to attract more of in my life, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do is focus internally and then let divine timing do its work and be patient. But you're just so fully in enjoyment and love every single day that you don't feel like you're waiting around because you're loving your life, and then it comes right to you. But where we're trying to force something to come in now, where we're being impatient, is typically from a place of lack and scarcity. And so this is where we can see where we still in that scarcity energy. So there we go. I'm gonna pull a couple more and just see. Let's just see what areas of our lives. I love these astrology cards. Okay, let's just see. Okay, so we have Mars, your physical energy, drive, strength, and fighting spirit. It's like a very physical, action-taking card. The 11th house, where the cosmos grants wishes, luck, friends, and special occasions. 11th house. And Gemini. The energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Stimulating exchange is possible. So this is a connection. This is Gemini, the twins, coming together, balance, union. Like somebody is coming in, and maybe multiple people. This is going to be really exciting. I want to hear like who steps into your life, whether it's a new friend, a partner, relationships rearranging, like that Gemini energy. And it's gonna feel like this is where we're tapping into that higher vibration, that higher frequency of love. It's gonna feel so stimulating in a way that you haven't felt before. So, and again, that could be in any context. So this could be like a friendship where you've never had such stimulating communication before. You've never had such deep soul resonance of like, whoa, this person really gets me. It's just something's going to be different. Or in dating, like you might be dating somebody, you're like, I've literally never felt this frequency before, this energy dynamic. So it's going to expand you and like bring this next level of you out, right? Because when we connect with the right energy, like the right field, it activates something within us. It opens something up where we can like access these next levels of ourselves, where it allows us to access a deeper level of emotional intimacy, or another like level of intellectual stimulation in conversation. You know, those people that you can just get lost in the vortex with when you're talking to them, and just noticing how we show up differently around different people. So, you know, I love this so much. And there's a lot around like, you know, like with the Mars energy in the 11th house, the 11th house, I mean, it's this very, it goes back to the working with divine timing thing. There's this energy of like, your wishes are being granted this month. Your wishes are being granted, and there's going to be this feeling of like, it goes beyond logic. It's not going to make logical sense. You might feel like the way that you meet this person is kind of like, okay, that was so divinely orchestrated, or just the connection itself, or a lot of crazy synchronicities between like happening and with this connection or with this opportunity coming forward with you. So noticing the synchronicities, it's gonna have this like kind of this very like magical energy to it, and just like ride the wave, right? But part of that is a co-creation, and so part of this is going to be like, it's not just like waiting and doing nothing, right? And so what action do you need to take to align yourself with that, and doing something different? So like getting out of, expanding your comfort zone and switching up the energy is going to be really important for this. So maybe that's hanging out in different locations, hanging out with different people. Maybe that is, I mean, this, I feel like this goes with today. I was like, I'm just going to record this video in my living room. I've never recorded a video here before. I just felt like I need to shift the energy to kind of embody this like newness, this like rebirth kind of energy. We just got to shake it up and do something different. So it could be drinking matcha instead of coffee, or doing your morning routine in a different, you know, area. like anything small you can switch up, or maybe going on a walk in a different location. What action can you take that's really going to be like, hey, I'm in a new energy, and signifies to you like there's something new, there's a new identity being birthed. But that's also going to be important in terms of like there's this energy of like putting yourself out there, because there's going to be a moment, it's this co-creation. So the divine's supporting you in making this deeper connection, and like meeting this person and having this opportunity, but you also have to do your part, and you have to take action. So you might have to speak up. You might have to be like, hey, do you want to go do XYZ, right? And so notice where the divine is bringing opportunities to you, but then you take the next step to push it further, right? Because we get to decide, we have free will. And so there is that more active energy to it as well, right? And a lot with like, I mean, even just your, like quite literally noticing how your physical body responds in different dynamics. And so around different opportunities with different people, noticing what gives you more energy and what drains it, the body is going to be really strongly affected. And that's going to tell you a lot of really important intuitive information about the connection, and just noticing how you feel after you leave certain situations, emotionally and physically, and when you're there, and really listening to the intuition in your body and the things that are giving you life and giving you energy. Because with that, this month, with this new identity, it's a very physical thing. You know, ascension is a very physical process, but there's going to be a lot of physiological like body changes as well. So just noticing, does my body need a different type of exercise? Do I need to adjust my diet? Do my macros need to shift? Do I want to eat more whole foods? Do I need more water? You know, whatever it is, just noticing what's happening with the physical body. And also this drive to like, you know, there's this energy of like, oh, I got to do something different. Maybe you want to change your hairstyle. You know, maybe you want to get a different haircut or dye your hair. I always think it's so funny. It's like, I feel like that's the epitome of like new me. You go and you dye your hair a different color and you get a new haircut. It's like the classic extreme makeover energy, but it's a physical representation of this energetic shift. And so noticing where there needs to, like, you might feel this pull of like, I'm gonna have a totally different style this month, you know? I just had this urge like last week where I got rid of all my old workout clothes, and I was like, I need all new workout clothes. I just need like different colors happening here because I just needed to shift the energy. And so what like action needs to be taken, and there's like a very physical appearance shift, and some of that is going to happen very just divinely, and some of that is going to be this intuitive nudge of like, I got to switch that up, right? Or maybe you need to like change the furniture in your space or something like that, right? With this is really like, if you're going to be working with divine timing and the universe is granting you some wishes, like go big, like be bold. They're saying like, don't ask for less than you really want, because so much is available to you. And with the manifestation, most people just ask too small. They just ask too small, right? So it's like, push the limits. I've been playing with this a lot recently. Like push the limits of what is possible and ask bigger. Ask for what you really not just what you think is possible. Right? I mean, you have nothing to lose, right? But there is this very like magical, ethereal energy kind of going where things are just kind of being dropped in. And this is where we can play with this, and we can ask for more signs, and we can notice who's arriving into our reality, right? And it's going to be really fun. But part of that is being open to the unexpected and leaning into it, versus, you know, we can play with that, and then opportunities can drop in and the synchronicities can drop in. But what if we're not paying attention? Or what if then it comes in and we're like freaking out, like, oh, that's out of my comfort zone? Well, that's where you block yourself from getting what you want, because if what you desire is not already in your reality, when it comes in, it's going to feel new. It's going to stretch you. So there's going to be some level of discomfort there when you are stepping into a bigger energy or more of what you desire. And so recognize that it's not going to feel the way that it's felt before, right? That relationship is going to feel different than you've ever experienced before. That's sort of the point. And so stepping into it from a place of curiosity and excitement and amusement, and just like, I'm just curious what's here. Let me just explore it. So this explorative energy. But you're going to be, part of the stretching is making a bold move. Right? And so maybe you're somebody who kind of like sits back and waits for somebody else to ask you to coffee, or somebody else to, give you whatever type of invitation. But maybe it's time where you peacock a bit, where you like are expressive about like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. You know, if you don't want to actually ask somebody, it's like, what can you do to reveal your desires? What can you do to really make it known how you're feeling? And it's like, they just keep saying like, don't be afraid to make the bold move or say the bold thing. Like you're only going to find out if you put it out there. So I'm loving this. The energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. There's this playful thing happening. Like this, it's very Aries, right? It's very like this expansion of energy. It's like an expansive energy. It's fun. It's a little sassy. And like, we're kind of stepping into that part of ourselves, right? And so notice where you've been, there's almost been this blanket of like dullness energetically. And now it's like spicy again. It's exciting. It's spicy. It's larger than life. And so leaning into that and noticing in your different connections, there's a real reevaluation of connections. And does every connection feel like a spark in its own way? Is it sparking me in some way? Or what connections just feel like dull, right? Because that like lively energy needs to be there in every connection. So we have newness, we have new people coming in. New friendships, romantic relationships, business opportunities. I'm loving this. It's gonna be like, this isn't just going to be an energetic shift month. This is like a physical shift month, like physical reality. Everything that's been percolating over the last few months, as you've been purging, as you've been releasing, as you've been setting intention, and things have felt kind of like wonky and maybe even slower. That's been the time when all of the energy is moving. And now it's actually manifesting in the physical this month. Like, so get ready. And you're probably feeling that. I'm on the edge of something. So, fun. All right. Anything else for this April energy reading? Friends? Nope. They're just saying, don't be afraid to do the bold thing. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. So, do with that what you will. If you enjoyed this energy reading, leave a comment below and let me know what stood out for you. And hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy it. And you can hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss a future video. If you do enjoy videos like this, there are many more similar resources in my membership, the Channel Collective, so you can check that out below for your daily dose of energy work and channeled messages and all that fun stuff. So I would love to see you there. And yeah, I'm excited for what April holds. This is my birthday month, so I'm all about it. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.